All right, we're live. What's up?
We are live. It's a good day to be alive.
Crown Council in so many ways we're live. That is great. Very good. Welcome to Crown Council Live, and we're excited for a great show today. Welcome, Steve.
Good day.
Steve survived some excellent weather this week. Glad you made it out safe.
I went out and surveyed some of the damage this morning. It's as we say in Spanish, alrededor. It's for every side. Fortunately, we were spared. So a little tornado action in Texas, but Dorothy made it out unscathed.
And Spence, you were in North Carolina this week. Welcome back.
Yep. Good to be back.
Very cool. Salt Lake's had close to, 3 feet of snow in the mountains in the last 4 days. It is just
much needed
snowpocalypse over here. So great. Very fun. Very
long overdue.
Hey, okay, we got weather out of the way. Steve, got your Christmas shopping done?
Yeah, for those that are not following Steve's Peeves on Instagram,
so good.
Have to tune into that. It's become kind of a thing. And Stu and I did a Steve's Peeves yesterday. So you have to go log on to Instagram and watch. So you can just do hashtag Steve's Peeves and they'll all come up. So got lots of peeves.
I only laughed because I got a haircut yesterday and it was the first question she asked me. And I just was like,
Wrong question.
Wrong question. Fun. Hey, before we get started, we wanted to do just one quick housekeeping item. This was Steve's suggestion, and I think it's really fun. We want to share with you just one part of being on the Crown Council website and interacting with the tools that are available to you. So maybe Steve, so I'm here in my directory. I'm now going to a premium member hub, which is where all Crown Council members have access to. And our latest content, we're going to click here and just show you Skill of the Week. Steve, maybe you could give a little background and history of what this is and how a team would best use this product.
So Skill of the Week is a short video that we produce every week. Usually 3 minutes or less. It can be used in a morning meeting. It's designed to be used in a morning meeting on any day of the week so that you can get the team plugged into a patient service case acceptance skill that they can immediately use. So used on a regular basis, this just keeps everybody focused and plugged into great patient service and case acceptance. So we deal with different situations every week. Almost every week, there is a verbal skill that we'll present that you can use, or some type of a tip that you can immediately use. So you can play this, from your phone, a computer, as long as you got internet connectivity. We recommend that you build this in to your morning meeting agenda, same day every week. So we upload the new skill. Which day of the week, Stu?
It usually goes out Tuesday afternoon with the Crown Council update, the weekly update email.
So Tuesday afternoon is the new one, and we archive everything that we've done in the past, so you can go back and watch regardless of when you do it. So it's one of the highly rated Crown Council member benefits. We keep them short. Very direct to the point, and adds a lot of value to your patient service and case acceptance equation.
Very cool. Look at this library.
It's a lot. Vast.
New one every week.
Take care of the goose. Okay. All right. So use Skill of the Week video every week. There's a new one that comes out, and like Steve said, very highly enjoyed and rated. So very cool. All righty. All right, great. We have our first guest in the waiting room. Spencer, will you introduce Erica Dodson as she joins us from Dr. Ballard's office?
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about her and where she's coming from.
Yeah, absolutely. So Erica comes from moderating one of our mastermind groups. She is the moderator of the Office Manager Mastermind Group. And the Office Manager Mastermind Group is highly sought after, and Erica has been doing a fantastic job running this group for almost, I think, 3 years. And she is our go-to for sending those that are interested in masterminding with office management. So Erica, we are so thrilled to have you on.
Uh-oh. Can't hear you, Erica. When we say masterminding, that's going to be one of those words that's added to the web, like the Webster dictionaries.
How about now?
There
We
we
can
go.
hear you. Yeah.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
You are, and Eric, I can tell you are hiding out up in the attic of Ballard Family Dentistry.
I'm
Aren't
hiding.
you?
I have to hide a lot because they come running for me every
this-
time I walk in.
This is like the coolest place. So in the Ballard's office, they have this beautiful building that they built when they first opened the practice, and there's a secret door that goes upstairs where you can go and no one will know.
Hide.
We
Yeah,
hide.
it's a whole
Sometimes we have to hide to
floor
focus.
with the lab and Dr. Ballard's office and
Right.
all kinds of stuff. It's great. So you're in the attic.
Yes, sir.
Stowaway. Very
Eric-
cool.
Erica, could you tell us a little bit about yourself and the practice you work in besides the
Absolutely.
attic?
So I actually started with the Ballards as a hygienist in 2003. I joined and they had just opened their practice, and I joined as the third hygienist. I worked as a hygienist for them for about 5 years when they asked me to start leadership, and I started leadership with them in the hygiene department. And then shortly after that, they were like, "Well, you're doing a good job. Can you spread that leadership through our practice?" So I took over the Saginaw practice, and since then we've added 6 locations. And so now I'm blessed to be able to be working in leadership, and now I'm regional director for all 7 locations.
Yeah,
Very cool.
it's great.
So tell us about your mastermind group. So you get to facilitate, moderate a Crown Council office manager mastermind group. Tell us about the group.
I'll tell you what, this group has been really amazing with networking. We've had, although we do make sure we have our calls and we discuss, but everyone is always so excited to come on and share nuggets and, making sure that every pearl they gain that week or that month is shared amongst each other. I love the drive and excitement every time I get on. It's really informative. I would say we've actually all gained a connection. It's an amazing group.
And you've got office managers from all over the country.
Yes, we do. I'll tell you what's great about that is also networking with who can do what in every state. And our most recent one was about employment and what state rules are. And so everybody was sharing the different rules or checking their own state for different rules. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
So you've been doing this for about a year? Is that
3.
right?
2 years.
2 years.
2.5 years. almost.
Going into year 3 in
Yes.
this next
Yeah.
year. Yeah.
So if you're going to characterize the biggest benefit, you're leading the group, but the biggest benefit for you of being involved in a mastermind group like that, what would you say it is?
I would absolutely 100% say it's the networking part of having someone to ask and a go-to person.
Yeah.
It's very easy. And, we generally will have a group email or message. Hey, here's what I'm coming across. Has anybody else dealt with that? And what was your solution? It's just been a really great networking group to work with. And everybody, like I said, everybody's so driven and on board. It's nice to be able to have that camaraderie.
What is one of the best ideas that you have gotten from your mastermind group?
Oh, that's a good one. Okay, so for me, I actually, I love leadership. I love what I do. I coach for different leads in our seven locations. So one of the greatest things that I gain from them is their they're always growing and always reading new books and always having a new anything to help each other grow in leadership and different perspectives. So I love having getting the books and the podcasts and, here's what I tried, here's what I just read, and I tried it. I think it's all of those resources that I gain.
100%.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that whole excuse me, that whole concept of, the whole definition of a mastermind group is two or more minds working together in harmony for a common purpose are more powerful than the sum of the parts, right?
Absolutely.
You get that kind of energy together. It's amazing what you can learn and what you can accomplish.
Nice.
One of your biggest fans, you have a lot of fans, but I know one of your biggest fans is Tanya Bailey.
Oh, really? It's quite the opposite. I'm her biggest. She knows that. She knows.
Yes.
Nice.
So Tanya's been the Ballard Family Dentistry coach. And the two of you of the TOPS coach that you guys have worked with for a long time, many years. And I know she is a huge Erica fan. So real quick, tell me what that, just going through that whole process, working with the TOPS coach, what's that been like for you over the years?
I will say, and I tell her all the time, she's my backbone with leadership and growth, has actually sincerely taught me, and I will say everything I know. Resources given me, networking, networking gains, and she has just been honestly everything to me. I told her this just a few weeks ago. I told her, I'm going to hang on your coattail as long as you let me, because if it wouldn't be for her, my success would not be what it is. And she has always been at my fingertips, and text messages, emails. She has just been quite amazing. And her support staff has just been lifting her up for me to reach from day one. It has just been phenomenal.
Very cool.
Yes.
That wasn't very positive. That wasn't very positive. That
right.
was awesome, Erica.
So, Spencer, since you are responsible for Crown Council Mastermind groups, why don't you share with everybody how an office manager could get involved in office manager mastermind group?
Yeah. Essentially, for getting involved, simple as shooting me an email and saying, hey, Spencer, I would like to be involved. I would like to be involved in an office manager group. The next steps are I make an introduction, and Erica is so good about replying to them and inviting them onto the next mastermind group that happens one evening per month. And we go from there. You can also view signing up for a mastermind on crowncouncil.com, or you can email me directly.
Got it. Spencer at crowncouncil.com.
Yep.
Hey, Erica, before we let you go,
Yes, sir.
you got to share a little of your wisdom with the rest of the Crown Council.
Okay.
What's working? Your top one or two tips for all practice managers tuning in.
I would say I'm absolutely proud that we are a very team-oriented practice, which means we invest a lot of time, energy, and money, because we want to make sure our team feels appreciated. When our team is appreciated and they feel that we have their back and they know that we're all in this together, they work extremely hard, harder sometimes than I even expect. And that's one of the things that I always talk to new doctors that come visit with us when they ask me the same question, what's working for you? I always say we are a team-oriented office. We make sure that we do outings with them and make sure they're appreciated. They're incentivized. And so it will run itself with our, we put leaders in place with our team. Again, very team-oriented. We always want to make sure everybody's happy there. Because you'd be amazed at the work that comes out of a team member that is just on board.
Yeah.
It's great.
Excellent. Thank you for your leadership and
sir.
thanks for your great example and for taking a few minutes with us today.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks,
bet.
Erica.
Y'all have a great day.
You
Yep.
too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Man, the attic.
The attic.
Cool. Man, that is a high-powered professional leader to
Yes.
sit at the top of
Great.
7 practices. Very cool.
Yes.
Great to have her on. Very good. All right, we've got our resource partner guest in the waiting room. I hope he's still here, Dr. Ton. Spence, will you introduce this
Yeah.
resource partner as Dr. Ton's coming in?
Yeah, absolutely. So, as the Crown Council knows, we try to have a resource partner representing a number of different businesses, platforms, and so forth. We have never had anyone in the Loops business, and we are thrilled to have Dr. Ton joining as a Crown Council resource partner representing his business, Hero Loops. And we are so happy to have you on board with us in the Crown Council and to be able to talk with you today, Dr. Ton.
Hey, well, thank you. Thank you for having me here today.
Yeah.
Man, that
Stu and Steven.
Great to have you. I love that background. It's almost like we're in
Oh, yeah.
like a gamer. I love that.
I know, thank
Looks
you.
good.
I love your background too.
Hey, maybe Dr. Ton, talk a little about your background, how you've arrived at where you are with Hero Loops.
Yeah, I'm a dentist like most of your members. I've been practicing for about 13 years. I graduated from UCSF and started 2 offices from scratch. So I've been there, done that. I've been through the grind and hard work and all that. So I understand how busy we are and how much stress that we put on our back and our neck. I didn't know that until I started working a lot. Starting out with long hours, working long days as well. So we put a lot of strain on our neck and our muscles. So that's where I was looking for something that helps to improve our ergonomics. And that's where I didn't find any loops that were in the market, except for like Pentex, but they were all overseas and they didn't have any products to sell to the United States. So all the major companies didn't develop any new products until we started coming out. So when we came out in 2019, there's more ergonomic loops that started picking up on that too. So but it's really exciting for our profession because we ADA states that 45% of our profession, they retire by age 40 because of disability.
Wow, 45%.
Yeah, 45% because of musculoskeletal disorder. I was introduced to your group through John Eagleston because when I was in school, he came to our meeting and he talked about disability insurance. So that's where I was like, oh wow, that's really significant percentage. So that's where I signed on to his company to like have insurance when I was graduating from dental school. And then I realized working those long hours, we do have a lot of stress on our neck and our back. So therefore, I wanted to improve on that. And I came across like a couple other doctors who encounter like surgeries, retirement, other disabilities. So that's where I have this drive to like help improve our profession or doctors, so that they can prolong their career and improve, taking care of their patients for long term.
Yeah. So if a dentist does not use loops, why don't they use them? With all those statistics, why would someone not use them?
Yeah, great question, Stephen. We do use loops, but the loops that we have, if you look at pictures of other doctors, their back is like this when they're looking down because it's kind of binoculars, right? So you're holding it like this and you're looking down at the mouth. And therefore you can imagine the head weighs about like 11 pounds. So that's a lot of strain on your neck and your back. Without loops, it's a lot worse, you have to curve your back a lot more to see inside the mouth, so with our ergonomic loops, what's different is that they do all the bending for you. Okay, so you can see how ours is a lot finer design because we have a very small pair of loops here. I think I have a quarter. Let me see. So the size of a quarter, right?
Wow.
So it's, we've been improving on these loops for a while. Going back from like when we first started in 2019, these are our first pairs. And what we saw that, it blocked our view a lot. So therefore we can't really see directly below the patient, below our pair of loops. So we have to look on the side of the loops. So we fine tune it more. And then we developed these. But we wanted to reduce the weight a lot more. So we came out with generation 2 Evo. So these are a lot lighter.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
And, I find that, there's a quote that I hold to heart by Denzel Washington. He said, if it was easy, everyone would be doing it. So, I found that we ran into a lot of obstacles, and that's where we kept developing it because, it was not easy. So what we found is that we wanted to make it very user-friendly. So we have it self-adjusting. What that means is that, our customers can actually adjust the working distance. So these, I don't know if you can see, but you can actually turn this to focus the distance. If you're working far away in the mouth or closer, then you can use kind of like a camera. Okay, so you can adjust it. And then when you adjust the distance, you have to adjust the convergence. What that means is that, if you're focusing far away, your loops are a little bit not as tilted, right? Because they're focusing like this. But if you're closer, then you have to focus a lot more closer. So what that means is that we have to adjust our convergence. So what happens is instead of seeing two circles, we want to make it uniformal. Hope that makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what that does is it helps you adjust the convergence here. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
You can
Bit of
tighten it
engineering
like
involved here.
that. I know I have only 5 minutes, but I just want to kind of go over everything. But,
So
do you
you're
guys have
able
any questions
to-
so far?
Yeah. So bottom line, you're able to stand up straight all day long
Yeah.
and do dentistry
Yes.
without putting the stress on your neck and your back and the whole deal.
Exactly.
Huge difference.
Yeah.
Let's talk about let's just talk for a second about how Crown Council can connect with you, Dr. Tom, unless you have more about what you think customers would want to pick you for over other loops.
No, you can ask me questions, and then I can kind of fill in more information if.
I'm mostly interested, is it the one product? Are there multiple levels of your product that the doctors buy?
Yeah, great question. We have different magnification. We have 3.5, 5.0, as well as 8x.
Okay.
So, and then there's other products too that we have developed. One's for dental assistants because, when I was working with my ergonomic loops, I noticed that my assistants were having their arch back as well, and they're having some neck pain and sore back. So I felt sorry for them. So I wanted to develop something that helps them as well. So this is the Sidekick. Okay, so what that does is it clips onto any protective eyewear.
Cool.
You can look straight across or straight ahead, and then you can actually see below you. And if you don't use it, you can also look down and have direct vision.
Right.
Or you can flip it out of the way. Or you can also clip a light to it on top to help kind of illuminate that working field for you.
Very cool.
Way cool.
Yeah, very lightweight too. It comes in a carrying case for dental assistants, so they can clip it. They like different colors as well. But those are the two.
You gotta have color options. You gotta have them.
Yeah. but they don't have magnification. They're just a very panoramic view of the working area below them. So
Cool.
Huge
All right, Chip.
contribution.
Chip, how do we connect here?
Yeah, let me share that. Because Dr. Tana is a brand new resource partner, we are just finishing building his site internally on crowncouncil.com and entering all of those details, his site, his links. Have invited him to the annual event. We hope to see him there displaying everything and showcasing it all. So watch for an email announcement that goes out to the full Crown Council with his introduction, and that'll take him right to crowncouncil.com.
Nice. Cool. Anything else?
one more thing, as far as pricing, we have the lowest price on the market, by the way. The reason is we don't do too many of the trade shows and, a lot of middlemen, salesmen. That helps our customer have a very competitive pricing for them. And we do have a promotion for your members as well for the Crown Council. So if your members sign on and purchase it online, there's a $200 off. Just use the promo code CROWNME, kind of like playing chess.
Yep.
Right.
Nice. And Spence, are you going to be sending out an email to the email network with all the
Correct.
details?
All
Okay.
the above, these details as well. Yep.
Very cool.
Thank you guys.
All right,
Yeah.
Dr. Tan.
Thanks for
Can't
being
wait.
with us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank
I
you.
appreciate it.
So great.
Grateful to have you. And we'll see you in Salt Lake.
Yep.
Okay. Sounds
right,
good.
Talk to you
bye-bye.
soon.
Steve, it's a good question. Why would a person not use them? I'm not a dentist, so I don't know.
Sure. It's from a, just from a whole posture, stress standpoint, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Good.
Plus you get the magnification so you can see a lot better. So
Nice. All right, Eaglestons. That's cool. That's a good
Yep.
connection.
It is. Yeah.
Very good. Okay, I've been on all of my humanitarian trips with the Boehners, and this little interview we recorded yesterday. They couldn't join us live, but we did a little interview with them, 15 minutes. They are some of our longest standing Crown Council members.
Yep.
Last year's Humanitarians of the Year. You'll hear how many humanitarian trips they've been on, which is astounding. And then a few more tidbits from Dale of what he would do different if he redid his career. So it's pretty cool little interview. So I'll share that next 15 minutes. We'll watch this little recorded interview with them. Is that good?
Good.
Okay, let's do it. You see that okay?
Yes.
All right, welcome to Crown Council's live stream, although this is a recorded session, which is it's still just as good, right? We're good. Hey, so I am joined today by Lynn and Dale. Before we got on, I called them Crown Council's most prolific humanitarians, which I believe is true. You've been on, according to my accounts, 12 different humanitarian trips with Crown Council. Is that correct?
I'm 13.
Lynn's 13,
Oh,
I'm 12. Yeah.
Okay, look at Lynn. She's kind of smiling at that.
Yeah.
Very cool. Will you introduce yourselves and just let the rest of the Crown Council, if they don't know, who you are?
Well, I'm Dale Boehner, and this is my wife, Lynn.
And where are you guys coming from today?
We live in central Indiana, just north of Indianapolis.
Very good. And that is not a blanket on Dale's lap. That is a puppy.
That is our little, very, very much needful Maltese who thinks he's a member of the household that runs everything.
He is good
Yeah,
boy.
pretty much it does actually.
If you were at the annual event last year, the Boehners received a humanitarian award for all of their work and service that they've done as part of trips. And we have been on, I've been on 6 humanitarian trips, and I believe all of them but one have been with you guys. I mean, we have been on, we're always together in that fun fall trip. So I'm grateful for our time spent. They just returned from the Dominican with our trip that went with Spencer, right? You were with Spencer.
No, Joey.
You were with Joey. You were the trip
Joey.
before. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys went on the earlier trip,
Yeah.
and we thought it'd be fun to not only talk about that experience, but why humanitarian work has been such a big part of their lives and how it's affected them and what they've learned. So can we talk about that? Why let's start there. Why are these yearly humanitarian trips so meaningful? Why is it something that you've chosen to do?
Well, I'll start out,
Okay.
prefacing that by, I was fortunate enough at an early age, right before my senior year in high school, to participate in a humanitarian trip to Honduras, island of Roatan. There was all summer long, every month it would change. There was a group of us, college and high school students, that went down to help rebuild a church that had been destroyed in a hurricane. And after that, I thought, man, that is so cool. I kind of made a promise to myself that, if I'm ever in a position where I can do this again, I will. So fast forward after, getting into dentistry, and then the opportunities arose with the Crown Council. That's awesome. And before I could go, Mary Beth Brown was scheduled to go, and then her partner backed out at the last minute, and so she asked Lynn, and then I'll let Lynn take it from there.
No, it was an opportunity that I'd never been blessed with. And so I asked Dale what his thoughts were on me going, and he said, I don't have the words to tell you, you'll experience it once you get there. And so it literally changed my life. And I think, true enjoyment comes when we align ourselves with God's will. And part of that is by serving. And so we've been blessed to make positive impacts on other people's lives by providing care, to those that wouldn't have it necessarily the access to it. And it not only, helps improve their self-esteem, but it helps them from a personal standpoint and also a professional standpoint.
Very good.
And along that too, we've over the 13 years been blessed with working with great dental teams and made lifelong relationships. And the Esperanza has now become part of our family. We love them. And it's funny, when we go back to some of the villages, the people remember us and come up to us and thank us, even though we can't speak the language. We know, what they're saying to us. So it's just been such a blessing to both of us.
I love that. I know Sarah Heap, we interviewed her a couple of weeks ago, and she said when she returns from the Dominican trip, she always has one goal. I'm going to learn Spanish. I got to learn Spanish. And then that doesn't happen, but very good. Hey, well, maybe Dale, can you go first? Some of the biggest lessons you've learned professionally and personally through your service and time on these humanitarian trips.
Well, one of the best lessons that, is self-evident is that, but for the grace of God, we do not choose our birth parents or where we are. And humbling ourselves and leaving egos behind and just simply going with the mindset of, I have a skill I'm willing to share with another human being in need, and see what happens. I'll help you. I'm willing to help. I don't expect anything in return, but yet I'm blessed many times over for having had that experience.
I love that. Thanks, Dale. How about you, Lynn?
I think leaving our own comfort zones and being exposed to poverty and hardship truly changes us. These are people just like us who have families, who have needs and want to be loved and cared for, and want to serve a purpose. And I'm going to start crying probably, but each time we've gone, sorry. Each time we've gone over 13 years and going into each of the communities and hearing the associates' stories and how Esperanza has helped them is so inspirational. And, you know, we come back here and we think we have difficult times. You know, you just stop and think about where you've come from. And it, as I said before, it just puts things into perspective. And so it just changes you. It really does.
Good. I love that.
Sorry.
Don't be sorry. Very good. We have a lot of Crown Council members and team members who are signed up in 2023 who have never been on humanitarian trips. Any advice that you'd share with them or someone that's never been before, whether it's how to prepare or what they can expect, or what you'd say to a young Dale or Lynn going on their first trip, and any advice you'd give?
Well, I'd say just go with an open mind and an open heart, and have, you know, no expectation other than trying to serve in any capacity possible. I mean, you know, from simplest little things of helping organize things and pack up and move and set up. You don't have to actually be a doctor, a nurse, or a physician, or a hygienist. In fact, on Lynn's first trip, she was automatically made an honorary hygienist because they didn't have enough people to clean teeth. So just go with the attitude, you know, I'm here to help, direct me. I am your servant. You tell me what to do. And part of that is beneficial in that you're in a different country with a different culture, and the local people organizing it may have a different way of doing things or the way they want things done. Don't try to instill in them the way you do things at home, because it's not going to work well. It will cause problems and hardships. So be the servant and wait to be instructed on how best you can help serve them.
Great advice. Lynn, anything to add?
I just think respect the people you serve, respect the team that you're with, practice love, celebrate your achievements, keep your expectations low and your acceptance high. Oh, and just be thankful to God for the opportunity.
Yeah. No, it's about the people. It's not about the teeth.
It is about the people.
The teeth are important, but it's more important about, you know, the person around it, the teeth.
As Roy always said,
Yeah,
it's about the people.
I love that. Very good. You've had an incredible career, Dr. Boehner. I was wondering if, just switching gears just a little bit, to someone starting off dentistry, or if you were entering the dental world now, what advice would you share if there was like a top 3 things that you would do the same or do different? Is there anything that you could share with the rest of the group?
Well, the only regret I have was not running into this organization, which didn't exist then when I first got out of dental school. So, you know, after 10 years in practice and being fortunate enough to interact early on with Walter Haley and Mac Lee and Jolene Jackson, and hang out in Hunt, Texas, and Kerrville, and Planned Marketing Associates, and when Steve was still a little bit green behind the ears, and so basically we're lifers. But I would say throw your ego out the window, forget the scarcity mentality that's prevalent in certain areas of our profession, and develop a strong mastermind network of people that may have skill sets a little different than yours. Figure out what procedures you like to do the most and focus on being the best you can at providing that. and then align yourself with other professionals that can fill in the gap elsewhere. But continuing education, continue to learn and grow, expanding your horizons with associations like the Coys Center, David Hornbrook's courses, Mark Montgomery's, some of the younger guys now like David Rice and his Ignite DDS. You know, these are invaluable resources, but the single most valuable piece to me was developing the mastermind group. I mean, I still share monthly with them, and you know, it's a nice outlet to sound ideas off of your colleagues. And you know, we go about with the understanding that no topic is off limits, but whatever is discussed does not go any further. It's just strictly confidential among our group. And you know, I just wish that mentality was more prevalent throughout the profession. You know, hopefully I think it is becoming that way, but especially now with all the changes after COVID and the regulations and things like that, it's invaluable. You know, I in some aspects feel that I retired at a most opportune time, because I can enjoy the best of dentistry by giving back with not having the administrative and HR and all the other obligations that come with it. So, you know, I'm actually having more fun now on the back nine or the 18th hole than I did all prior to that. So
That's great to hear. Very good. And anything to add there, Lynn?
No, I think he covered it all. I just think, you know, you need to set goals, seek out mentors. I think the Crown Council, Eagle U, has been so much a part of our life, and we love it. And we love everybody that works for the Crown Council. And you guys are just great.
Thank you.
big family.
Yes, it is a big family. Mhm.
Well, I love you both. We those experiences that you had, and I can't imagine how many people you've experienced Dominican trips with. Your circle must be so big of memories, but I cherish the time that we've spent together. I'm so grateful for everything that you've done as leaders and as friends, as a couple that I look to with great faith. I just am thankful for both of you. So thanks.
As we are you.
Yes, likewise.
We're going to continue doing this as long as God allows us.
I can't, well, when I present you with the 25th Humanitarian Trip Award, I can't, it'll be great. All right, you guys. Thanks so much. I appreciate you both.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, and have a very blessed and Merry Christmas
Yeah,
too.
take care.
Man.
Very cool.
Very
So
cool,
good.
right?
So good.
They are just, you know, and I even went on a trip, I think, where Lynn was, you know, not well, but to feel that perspective of where they've been given so much that they want to bless those who have not been given. It's just inspiring, just so simple and inspiring. So grateful for them.
Very cool.
Have either of you been on a trip with the Boehners before?
No.
I don't believe I have.
Man, it's just the best. Lynn works so hard. She doesn't sit around. You know, sometimes you go on those trips and people take it easy on the sides, but she's in everybody's mouth and it's awesome. So, very good. Anything to add there to the?
No, I think as far as 2023 goes for humanitarian expeditions, are we full? We got any room?
We are full. You know,
Nice.
there were two spots opened up for the trip that I will go on in March. We had a cancellation there, but just for 2 people. So if anybody would like to go on that trip, there's a spot for a couple to join us. But otherwise, the bus is full.
It's a great experience and doing a lot of good. And now, golly, what are we in? 12th year, 13th year in the deal?
Yeah.
So very
You know,
cool.
one thing which was interesting to hear from, again, both of our guests, both people we highly respect, referencing being in a mastermind group as one of the most successful, powerful things they do for their career. I don't want to continue to It is getting out of that zone where you're working alone and being by yourself, but expanding that network and learning from others really is
Huge difference. Makes a
huge difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Stu, I think the reason why is it might be hard for someone initially to open themselves up, open the book and be a little transparent and willing to show. And by the time they're even at mastermind meeting number 3, to Dale's point of being in one for 10 plus years, then it becomes like you're counting on it.
Yep. 100%.
Very cool.
Big impact.
Hey,
Take
Greg
this-
just sent me a text that we have room in November
Okay.
and October. So November in Dominican, October for Guatemala next year, 2023. So,
Got it. Okay. Good to know.
all righty.
Cool.
All righty, boys. I think that's a good place to stop. We've
Good to
got
be
another
with you guys.
we got another recorded interview, but we'll share it next week. Sam Ballard's going to join us next week with Dr. Tyre to share something new and exciting with us. So
Very exciting.
looking forward. That's a great week, Christmas week.
Yes.
Okay. All righty, boys.
Thanks,
Thanks
guys.
so much. Thanks everybody who joined us, and we'll see you next week. Thank you.